The amount of coping done by these fat acceptance lunatics is both impressive and pathetic at the same time.
Let's talk about correlation, causation, fat, and health. And I want to talk about these because we know correlation is not the same as causation. Things that happen at the same time are not the same thing as things that cause each other.
Let's get this 100% out there. You cannot be morbidly obese and healthy at the same time. It is not possible. Now, I understand people will be like, well, I'm metabolically healthy, and there is a term that we should have never put into existence called metabolically healthy obese person, where you are technically metabolically healthy as an obese person, but one, you can have a slew of other shit going wrong with you, and two, give that shit a minute. Frankly, if you're morbidly obese, you're in a chronic inflammatory state just from being fat as fuck, yet alone that you're probably eating ultra-processed foods at high quantities to remain fat as fuck. So ultra-processed foods also have effect on your cognitive behavior, effect on executive function of the brain. They induce inflammation. They cause type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease. They cause liver disease, kidney dysfunction. They cause leaching of calcium from the bones. They're very bad for you. And if you're morbidly obese, you know you're eating these things in high quantity to remain fat as fuck. Because it's not your genetics. If it was your genetics, we would have had fat as fuck people in high abundance like we do now 40 years ago, but we didn't 40 years ago. What changed was how people started eating. It is your fucking lifestyle that is making you fat as fuck. It is your actions. You are eating this shit that's making you fat as fuck. Reality exists. However, let's just say for a second that we even look past all the metabolic disorders. Here's why you can't be healthy and morbidly obese. Because multiple reasons that include gravity and shit. First of all, if you're morbidly obese to the point where your legs are so fucking fat that they cause your feet to be spread apart a little bit farther than what your hip angle is, when you're a morbidly obese person, that is walking with an altered gait. That is very, very, very bad for anybody, but especially women, because women have a larger Q angle than men. That's where the neck of the femur goes into the hip. And it causes your knees to valgus more, which means cave in. So if you are walking with your legs spread apart and you have a lot of extra weight on top of it, your knees can valgus even more, causing ACL damage. There's also a little thing about the knees where there is 1 to 2 millimeters of cartilage in your knees, and that is meant to last you your whole fucking lifetime. It is meant to carry you at the weight you are supposed to be for the entirety of your life before wearing out and then causing osteoarthritis. But if you have 2 to 3 times the person on top of that fucking 1 to 2 millimeters, especially if you're walking with an altered gait, because again, legs is fat as fuck, you are fucking your knees up every step you take. You are putting 4 to 10 pounds per square inch of extra pressure per pound of weight that you are overweight on your knees when you walk on a flat surface. So if you're 100 pounds overweight, you could have 400 to 1,000 extra pounds of pressure per square inch on your knees. That 1 to 2 millimeters of cartilage, remember, every time you take a step on a flat surface, let alone downhill. So please don't try to pretend that you're not hurting yourself with every step you take when you're morbidly obese. But there's also this thing called the ejection fraction of your heart. That's where your left ventricle pumps out blood to oxygenate your entire body. And the average ejection fraction of the heart is anywhere between 35 and 70%, which means that is how much blood the heart pumps out that's in the ventricle. So 35 to 70% of the blood that's in the ventricle gets pushed out to the entire body, right? So the only way to push more out is if the heart would need to beat more times per minute. Now, if a morbidly obese person has a 70% ejection fraction, I would be absolutely fucking shocked because their heart health is probably very, very poor due to being morbidly obese. However, let's just say it's 70%. So if 70% is supposed to put you having a resting heart rate in the 50s or 60s, and you are all of a sudden 200 pounds heavier, you don't think that your heart is going to have to beat more times per minute at rest to, in fact, get blood to the rest of your body so you don't, I don't know, fucking die? I mean, let's be real. Reality exists. None of these things are fairy tale. This is all real biological shit that your body has to go through. Just because you think you're okay at morbidly obese, you are fucking not. Chances are you're very young and you have been fat your entire life, so you don't even realize how bad you fucking feel, but it's gonna get a whole fucking shit ton worse. So please, stop with this crazy coping and enter reality because it in fact does fucking exist. You have a nice day.